Pub with me, Simon. I think I've brushed my hair today. Right, where are we? We got 27 people watching the Stone Crow Virtual Pub, and we've got 6 likes already. Thank you all so very much for those 6 wonderful likes of the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. A couple of things I've forgotten to do on the computer. Never mind, we'll do it tomorrow. All part of the setup process here for the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. So, how are you all? Is there any sign of any comments whatsoever? Is anybody gonna comment tonight? If I tap the screen, does that mean I reveal? Yeah, there they are. Where did all those go? Oi oi, Sausage Bap, Nathan, Al Humphreys, Charlie, Al Humphreys again, Dan, Salmon's in, Al Humphreys again. So we got some big ones. Evening Posse, oi curry sounds so good, as I'm having to do with a one man's Max is ready. Oh, I bet that's nice though, Charlie. I've got some beers lined up from Best of British Beers, and then extra flaming hot what's it. Oh yeah, says Al Humphreys. Oh, you're going to enjoy that, mate. You are going to enjoy that. So can you hit the like button down below? We got 49 people in at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. 49 of you wonderful people in. Hit the like button down below to get more of you in through the doors of the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Hello, everyone. Hello, Simon. Hello, Mark. Rob Raymond. Where is the new sign going to live now? Well, this is the thing, isn't it? No, I do understand your concerns. I really do. That's better. We haven't got a monstrosity of a metal cage next to us, have we? Morning all. Got an expired cheeky Westie from Verdant to start shortly. Love the record player and speakers. Thank you very much. Evening, Simon. Going to change it up. Sipping on a few whiskies. Watching Liverpool. Ooh, Liverpool are on, are they? Right, okay. Shall I open a beer? We have a Unbound Brewing Company Dark Vault 02 bottle conditioned limited edition barrel aged and blended oatmeal stout at 5.4% ABV. Kieran, this is on the menu tonight. This is what we're going to be getting into. I really am a big fan of this brewery. I've had this beer a few weeks actually now. I reviewed 1 bottle. They were kind enough to send 2. I've had it out the fridge about... It still seems a bit cold. I've had it out of the fridge about 40 minutes and it still feels rather cold. We got a £10 super chat from Sausage Bap, and he says, have a pint, boss. So everybody, if everybody can like the super chat, you can now like super chat. So if you can do that, it all shows your support. I'm going to love it and I'm going to like it. It's currently got 2 likes. Has Sausage Bap's super chat. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. It really helps us out an awful lot. First beer is Coach House Cheshire Gold 4.1. Have you heard of that one, Simon, mate? Good evening, by the way, sir. I haven't. Coach House. I haven't. Here we go then. Little bit of carbonation. Evening, Si, Calvin Dixon. Cheers, mate. The days are getting longer and there's some warmth in the air in Edinburgh. Oh, blimey, thank goodness. Simon, watching from upstate New York, USA. Really enjoy your reviews. Analog Shop. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, that's analog right there, isn't it? Here we go then. Oh, this looks a bit interesting, doesn't it? Looks like a glass of cola. Get my schnozzle into this one. It smells okay. Ethan Griffiths. Hi, Simon. Hope all is well. Maybe I'm late to the party, but found proper job in cans in my Sainsbury's today. There you go, can't be bad. Looks like syrup pudding. I know Tony Two Shoes. Yes. Do the what? Do the fence with that boyo. I see, yeah. Evening, Calvin Dixon. Edinburgh is my favourite city in the world. Some Boyle said London Taxi Gym. It's like I know. Just drank Green King IPA. Not a fan. 3.4% ABV. Well, you've got to drink beers like that around the brewery. It's not too bad from the brewery. Let's get into this one, shall we? It's all right. The other bottle was better. The bottle I reviewed was better. I'm not sure what's happened there. Oh, we've got something to say as well. Brighton Foodies Festival, May. Get there. April, May. Brighton Foodies Festival. There's lots going on. Please Google it. Stick it into Google. We're teaming up with these guys, ABK. Can anybody remember last year I went to pick up this wonderful, I've been doing some work in the conservatory. It needs a good dusting now. I went to the Foodies Festival in Cardiff with these wonderful people, ABK. They're going again this year, and they've invited me this year, but they've asked me to talk about the Foodies festivals throughout the year. So if you could Google that and have a little look. ABK will be at every single one, and they will be serving their wonderful German beer there. For their Weiss beers, Dunkels, that sort of thing. Wonderful. Check it out. ABK. 122. So yeah, we've teamed up with ABK a little bit with that. Florian. Size Queen's Dream, that ABK pump. Yeah. Evening All, Craig Holmes, Parramatta. Is Green King IPA even an IPA? Wow, 3.4%. It's a bit of a struggle, isn't it? It's a bit of a struggle to even call it an IPA. Headless, Lee Mason, have a Watney's Party 7, says Parramatta. Proper Job's a great pint. Yeah, it is. Evening All, here for another Thirsty Thursday. Just found a new Pearl and Backer Hefeweizen in Lidl, which has gone straight in the freezer for 20 minutes time. Lovely. There they are, ABK events. There we are. We just started talking about ABK and their Foodies festivals. Yeah, they're going to be really good. I'm looking forward to the Cardiff one immensely. The Cardiff one's going to be really good. I had a fantastic time last year. Went with Mel, of course. We drank with the guys from ABK. We had fun with the guys from ABK. They got live bands there, so I listened to some music, had some beers. The sun was shining. It feels like a long time ago that, but yeah, the sun was shining. We had a fantastic weekend. If you can make one of your local Foodies festivals, then I totally advise you go. They are fantastic. Rob Ryman, are we talking about Green King IPA again? Buttery taste. Bob Bag, evening Simon, greetings from Old Reekie. Where's that then? Evening Squire, hope you're well, and good evening to all. Ryan McKenzie, yes, absolutely. I've got the dentist tomorrow. Oh dear, Matt Taverner. I'm from around Green King Way, and Simon is right. It's good when drunk, local on draft. Yeah. Not me. So, the wonderful Pete Brown. Anybody know Pete Brown? I went to Belgium with Pete Brown. Did I? No, I didn't. I went to Barcelona. I went to Barcelona with Pete Brown. We did a bloggers conference thing together, and we talked about Green King in the minibus, and we talked, and I was saying, look, it's not for me type of thing. And he told me to give it a chance. He said, hey, what you need to do is contact Greene King, speak to Greene King, get down there, have a chat with them. And I had an amazing time. I had an amazing time at Greene King. Bury St Edmunds. What a place. Mostly Greene King pubs. It's like a Greene King brewery town. But the IPA is absolutely fine. Drank locally on cask. It's one of those beers. It's better to be drunk local. It's a bit like Brains Dark. Brains Dark is lovely around Cardiff way. You try and drink Brains Dark in London after it's been on a coach or a lorry for 2 hours. No chance. No point in bothering. It just doesn't travel very well. Can we do 100 likes? Bury St Edmunds is love. Jason Smith is fantastic. Can we do 100 likes? Hit the like button down below. Can we do 100 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub? That would be fantastic. So we got 45 likes to go. 45 likes to go. Actually, poof, make that 40 likes. 40 likes to go at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. You'll see a like button down here, a like or a dislike button. Hit whatever you fancy. It's a like or a dislike button down here or down here. If you hit that like or dislike button, it will send the likes up, and then we have a better chance of people actually coming through the door of the Stone Crow Virtual Pub and having a pint with us. We have some more comments, just back from the UK, and brought some nice cans of Galahad. Oh, I know. Local friendly handyman says, evening fella. You didn't get your Real Ale Craft Beer sign up yet. I will. I definitely will. I've got to find, the sign's too big to go under there. We've got to find somewhere for it to go. Simon, that Coach and House Cheshire Gold is another great beer via Best British Beers. Thank you for introducing me to the website. Every beer has been fantastic so far. I see great beers on the way. The thing is, Al Humphreys, is you don't know what's coming next month. This is a wonderful thing. You're subscribing to something, you don't know what's coming next month, and they're generally beers from like really interesting places, interesting breweries. And you end up doing a bit of a Wikipedia search on them, maybe going on Google Maps, seeing where they are. And it becomes very interesting, at least for me anyway. I like that sort of thing. Then Flaming Hot Watts, it's a great, oh yeah, they're hot mind, aren't they? My Phillips Perfect Draft just arrived yesterday, so I better get up and get a pint. Oh, Beastie Chomp, hey. I might have one of those fancy pro versions soon. 60 seconds of Stevens, evening Simon. Rooms looking good, gonna get some Radlers Saturday from Lidl for the lawn mowing, absolutely. So it's been a rubbish week. Chill time watching Real Ale Craft Beer, says local friendly handyman. Dylan Brown says, hi Simon, I'm always working Friday night, so great to have a pint with you on a Thursday. Absolutely. Tony Two Shoes. I can't read that out, sorry. What time is it? Bungle the second. It is 7:15. 7:15. It's interesting, this. It's interesting. It's like one of them beers. As unfortunate as it sounds, you just want to get it down your neck type of thing. I'm doing very well, thank you. Anyone in this chat from Birmingham, so Tony Two Shoes. I'm off to Prague next month. Any suggestions? Nathan Holland. You need to go to the, it's like a 16th century beer hall. Really, really blooming old. Go there. It's fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous place. Old Riggies in Edinburgh. Ah, right, okay. Matthew Taverner. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit. Anyone from Birmingham, tell me how you drive around that city. Went there Tuesday and I've never witnessed anything like it. Parramatta, I'm visiting the Mount St Bernard Abbey, where they make Tint Meadow on Saturday. Only recently discovered it exists and it's a few miles down the road from me. The only Trappist brewery in England, Parramatta. It's wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? All of these great places. One of these in the Old Town. I was taken around there by the wonderful Radim from Budva. So I was just walking. I was following him, type of thing. I don't know where it is. Jason Smith. Yeah, it's a bit of a. It's a shame because this brewery is normally absolutely excellent. I think it's the barrel age, because this barrel aged beer, I think it's lost its head a bit. Great one to just. When the summer hits, can we get a barbecue virtual pub? Get them hog roasts on? Oof, I don't know about that. It's like yeah, maybe. Off to Cologne tomorrow. Kolsch ahoy! Oh, Nick, that'd be amazing. What were we talking about? Samuel, yes, cost of living. Have you noticed people are drinking more cheaper drinks from the likes of Lidl and Home Bargains and craft beers? Have you noticed a change in what people watch on the channel? Samuel, that's a very good question. As a whole, have a look now. 157 people in. As a whole, and I'm being perfectly honest, and I don't beat about the bush, and I don't... because it's just me running it, you used to get a surefire hit. You knew, like today's video, the 2 Chinese beers. I thought that was going to be a surefire hit. I thought that was going to be brilliant, a few thousand views. And you need that to survive. You can't survive without that. And yeah, it's like the last time I looked, it was like 800. So what I've noticed is people are, probably because they can't afford to drink, they're just not watching. Why would you torment yourself with watching beer reviews when you can't afford to drink that beer in the first place? And that's what I might be counting 1 and 2 and coming up with 9. I'm trying to put my finger on it too. Because what I thought with a YouTube channel was, they're not exactly recession proof, but it's free to watch on YouTube. I've got to pay. And I thought I was going to be kind of like a little bit insulated from what's been going on. I mean, if you look back to 2020, you know, I thought I did them live feeds, and at the beginning I thought, this is it, like, you know, this is it. But that really did work in my favour. So it is my hope is that there is a chance to make a decision later on in the year. I've got to be very careful what I say these days. There might be a change at the very top, and things might improve a little bit. And if they improve a little bit, we have a little bit of a boom. And if we have that little bit of a boom again, people can afford to drink again. Perhaps, you know, everybody gets to turn the corner. But I've noticed a lot. Of difficulty at the moment, certainly in the UK. I find it difficult to watch a video of a beer review I'll never get my hands on, especially when I like to drink along and compare taste notes. Yeah. We're less close and get them. Nathan kitchen looks good. Thank you very much, Scouts. Parramatta says, I'm jobless due to health issues currently. If I didn't have the odd beer to discover and enjoy, I'd be lost regardless of cost. I just manage it carefully. Well done, Parramatta. Well done. They do say in these situations, people have a few more beers more, don't they? I find most barrel age are flat. hard working, usually go for the 330ml, but Galway Bay do a great one called Counting Off the Days, 13.8% ABV. I am referring to Ufleku in Prague, and I don't mean to be a critic, but it's a bit of a tourist gimmick despite the building being beautiful. Is it? Right, okay. I do like Ufleku though. Wine and liquor do go further in this economy when beer prices go up and ABV go. Yep, Connor, that's another thing. ABV's going down. New and Little Perlenbacher wheat beer, 5.5, 6 for $6.99. Hello, Roy. Hello, Roy. Did you like my chili video? Roy Brunin, how you doing, Roy? I reviewed that Westland pepper. And then what I did, I had it with chicken wings. It was lush. I loved it. I put a load of it. I was like, I was telling my wife, this stuff's amazing. Put it all over my bolognese. We had a bolognese on Tuesday. I covered this Westland pepper stuff on my bolognese, and oh my God, I was sweating. I was like, I didn't think it was that hot when I was doing the chicken strip things, and it's turned out maybe I just like got further down the bottle where all that spice was. I was sweating. I was like, Cabinets deserve a like alone. I got to get out to B&Q. I got to cut down a door. I got to get a piece of MDF cut down. I got another handle, and I got to get from Screwfix. I've got to buy one of those, where you put the brackets for the hinges. They're like circular. I need to get a cutter, one of those cutter things, and I got to make a door. Essentially, I got to make a door for that cupboard. Just haven't had a chance yet. People are brassic. I've never seen so many people drinking from Lidl and Aldi. The stigma is completely gone with these companies' drinks. Samuel, absolutely. It's quite. It always does. It always does. I remember 1991. Barely. I remember everything was shut in 1991. I remember Cardiff, literally they built a brand new arcade and there was no shops open. And it kind of like slowly sprung back to life. I think, but I remember people saying there's no hope. I remember it. I remember speaking to people like there's no hope. And it does. What do we have? We had the boom in 2000 where the house prices went bonkers. And I know the trouble is these days is we've hit a position where nobody spends money until their house starts going up in value. I think that's the problem where we're at the moment. House prices have leveled off and they're slightly going down, and people are not remortgaging. Normally, like, people remortgage, they buy a car, they go on holiday, they're doing stuff, and that's stopped now. That's stopped, and yeah, it's not good. It really isn't good. Green Bay, end of the day, if you want to be at home and chill out, nothing wrong with that. The new crisps in farm foods, is there? Where's the real old craft beer sign got? I know. Everyone's talking about that. Big Kev's in. Hello, Big Kev. Everyone's talking about the sign. I will put it up. I need to find. I can't put it up on the top. I need to find a space for it. It's really quite sad, isn't it? A Forstner bit. Kieran O'Neill. I need a Forstner bit for my kitchen cupboard cabinets. Yeah. Luckily, I live on my own big. Can you imagine? Oh, yeah, mate, Alf Humphreys. Good evening, mate. How are you? What do you think of the change to Kronenberg 1664 ABV? Leandro, is it changed again? Oh my goodness me. It's bad, really, isn't it? I might have to find. The thing is that they're lowering the ABV, and I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Just this Verdant Cheeky Westie might be the best beer I've ever drank. No exaggeration. Got it in a mystery box of expired beers. Hasn't spoiled at all. Through holy moly, Parramatta. Yeah, some of these beers are incredible. We got 102 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. We got 204 people watching. Thank you so very much. Jack Lyons is in, and he says, Simon was the first channel I found about a year ago. I found wonderful German beers because of him. Thank you very much, Jack Lyons. R.I.P. Can be a little craft beer sign. Back in the day, a pint at a pub was affordable, but now the supermarket always offer a better deal. £6 for 1 pint down south, or 6 cans in the supermarket. So what I'll have to do then, quite quickly, is probably find a Home Bargains and find a cheap old bottle of Kronenbourg, and then buy the new version and see that'll be my plan. But the sign over the cupboard's not done yet. Yeah, we could do. Does anyone remember the 6-point cans in Wetherspoons, the mid-2010s, and Devil's Backbone on tap? Parramatta, yes. I had a lot to do with that. I was very friendly with the people over at 6 Point. I went to the launch. I went to the Devil's Backbone launch, and I went to the 6 Point Brewing Company launch with Wetherspoons. That was good fun. Evening, Simon. Hope you're keeping well. Hello, Scott. How you doing, my friend? Jack Lyons, as I visit Bavaria regularly. Do you? Salty Popcorn says it's hitting £7 a pint in London. We're just like, it's unimaginable, isn't it? I'll be perfectly honest with you. Years ago, friends would say, do you want to go out for a meal? They give you 2 weeks' notice. Week Sunday, let's go for a meal at the pub. You go, yeah, you know, you do it, don't you? The thing is now, wife, 2 kids which are adults, more or less, 4 adult meals in a pub, plus drinks. There's no change from £100. There's no change from £100. And whereas before you would just go, yeah, let's go out. You wouldn't even like think that it's gonna stretch and all this other things. Now you're like, yeah, we're going out, and you're almost like checking your bank app on your phone, like you know, it's just the way of the world at the moment, isn't it? It's just the way and it's the way of the world for most people. And there's no stigma with me. There's no stigma. I don't mind talking about anything. And I think that's why everything's in the situation like it is, because everyone's like, you know, maybe next time. Maybe we'll get a Chinese and stay in instead. It's just the way it is, isn't it? So I remember the days when you could go out with a tenner and still have enough for a chippy at the end of the night. 20 quid, Bob Ag. Mine was 20 quid. I used to go out with 20 quid till 3 in the morning, and I'd still have enough money for sausage and chips on the way home. I get in about 4 o'clock in the morning. 20 quid. Just madness, isn't it? I haven't paid more than £5 for a pint festival beer yet. No matter how drunk I am, I say no, not having it. Big Kev. Ryan McKenzie says, I go to Blackpool a few times a year. Simon, head to the Ardwick if you ever go. £1.80 for a Foster's. John Smith, Strongbow, cheapest pub in the country. Ryan McKenzie. Funny, isn't it? How people can make it work. Pubs can make it work. Isn't it funny? Craft breweries are getting squeezed big time here in Ireland. There's a new tax going on, packed in 15c on the can, up to 500 mils. CVC after the size, cents I think he's talking about. So £3.85 can is now €4. And well, what I'm finding with the craft brewers is when everyone had a bit of money, it was all wonderful, wasn't it? It really was wonderful. It was fantastic times. It was great times in the industry. But things have definitely changed, haven't they? I mean, it seems to have slowed down. It seems to have... there was a time just after Christmas where, you know, even Adnams were looking at profit warnings and all this stuff. And you were like, you know, what's going on? It seems to have, like, whether breweries are just kicking the can down the road. Remember, they're hoping that they can get to summer. And you know, the biggest, and this is life's lessons. Do you know the most unfortunate thing about a recession is that, and I know this from the 1987 recession, 2008 was a bad one. People can kind of like just about survive to the end of the recession. But the most unfortunate part about it is that when things turn the corner and when things slowly change and get better, it's that transition that they can't quite get to. They can't quite get to the better times. And so you may, during this recession, you may not see a lot of companies hitting the wall. Thank goodness. But on the downside to that, when things, because they don't get better like instantly. It's not like you click your fingers and everything's okay again. It's a slow process. And then people, the thing is, because the recession's over, people stop talking about it. People stop talking about like money situations and there's no recession anymore. But it's still a slow process to get to the economy back to where it was. And that's when you see a lot of companies, they don't quite make it. And I'm praying for our lovely beer industry here and every other industry out there that we can all just like hang on. It is literally, let's all see if we can hang on, see how far we can get. Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? Am I talking a lot of nonsense? ABV out of the worst for dropping ABV, then hiking the prices up, says Jack Lyons. I love going to a Brewdog bar, but it pains me to pay $2 more for a pump of wine. Well, yeah, Wetherspoon's same bit cheaper, isn't it? Sean says, "Sorry, where do you think it's gone wrong for bitters? Had some lately and not good at all." Well, like you mean like your Boddingtons and your John Smiths and your Tetleys? Is that what you mean by bitters? They were always like bottom of the barrel. They were always bottom of the barrel beers anyway, those beers. They were, you know, if you drink craft beer and then you drink like a Tetley's or John Smith's, it's vile. Vile. Simon, we're flicking through your older videos the other day and come across the one where you used Bird to wash the car in the net. What was that all about? Oh, Jack Dawson, the old Budweiser video. So Budweiser in America, they took the mickey out of the craft beer drinkers. They had this big burly man in a bar and they tried serving him a craft beer with a little bit of orange peel on a slice of orange on the side of the glass, and he kind of like flicks it off and he goes, this craft beer is not for me, or you know, that sort of thing. And I was like, oh yeah. So I did my own, like, I'll wash my car. I got some in my mouth, you know, that sort of thing. Just stuck at the train station, no trains. Thank God I got a cold 4-pack of Stella and filter, says Ben, with a plastic Stella chalice in my bag and Liverpool on my phone. Hey, Ben, guess what, mate? Guess what? make sure there's a blooming toilet. I've done that myself. Trains are cancelled, pour a beer, and then the next thing, you're like this. You're dancing around waiting for the toilet. We got something come through. Runs with Wind, £5 super chat. Thank you so very much, Runs with Wind. And then William says, so thank you for the super chat, Runs with Wind. Really appreciate it. So drink of choice except for beer. Maybe a dark rum. Maybe a rum and coke. Something like that. I just made Ben laugh. Bitters owned by Macro Brews. Put too many syrups and cheap ingredients. Absolutely. I mean, has anybody tried John Smith's or Tetley's, anything like that lately? You can watch some old Fred Dibner episodes on YouTube. Some of the really old Fred Dibner stuff is fantastic. And I remember a time when he pulled up with his steam engine outside of a pub, and he went in and he said, I'll have a pint of Tetley's. And it was big, thick, lovely cream head on it. And it was a big malty drink. And you could tell it was nourishment for him. It was nourishment. He just drank this pint and off he went again on his steam train. The Tetley's back then, it looked fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. It's such a shame, isn't it, that they, you know, who's it? One of the big green companies from Scandinavia that own it, probably. I've nearly finished this pint, by the way. Al Humphreys with a £5 super chat. Thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate it. Really do. Thank you. What beer am I drinking now? Says Kelly Morton. I'm drinking a barrel-aged beer. Dark Vault bottle condition, limited edition, barrel-aged and blended oatmeal stout. From Unbound Brewery. They're north of Oldham. A place called Colne in north of Oldham. The old Fred videos are great. They really are. Yeah, just tried John Smith's on a craft union pub. Terrible. It's terrible, local friendly handed. It's terrible beer. Evening Blue Riz, how you doing? Stu Not Stew sipping a Sharps offshore in the caravan. Found it in a local Asda today. It's all right, isn't it? It's all right. The bladder isn't what it was, mate. Oh, no, Ben, yeah, you be dancing, mate. You be blooming dancing now. Dimash Adventure says you may have to get a side mount sign holder and have it sticking into the view. Oh, that is brilliant. That will look cool. Otherwise, only option to mount. A side mount sign holder. I'm sure we could mangle that to the window, couldn't we? I'm sure. That's interesting. You could even chain it, like get a couple of chains on the conservatory roof there and hang it down behind. It is a shame. It is a shame. I'm trying to. Can anybody remember my estate agent video? Can anybody remember that? Just say yes or no. Where I have a bit of an estate agent rant because worked my nuts off here, and they come in and they went, it's not worth buttons type of thing. Well, what I'm trying to do, Tony Two Shoes, I'm trying to break the ceiling, if you like, not literally, but I'm trying to break the ceiling. What I'm trying to do is that the kitchen units were rotting on the walls in there. I've refurbished them and put them out here. So essentially what I'm trying to achieve here, and I'd love your advice. I would love your advice on this. What I'm trying to achieve is that this isn't a conservatory anymore. This is part of the kitchen. So it's like even though you got to go through a door, it's a bit of a kitchen diner type thing. You know, that's what I'm trying to hopefully achieve. Scott says price of beer was one of the factors why I rebranded the channel. People who just can't afford it anymore, so decided to do other things and that don't cost as much. Right, I am going to comment on this, Scott, because I think you've done a wonderful job with the rebrand. I have been watching, I have been looking. I'd say the only thing, it's a little bit of a shame that, like, wouldn't it be lovely if you could actually monetize those music reviews? It's a bit of a shame, isn't it, with YouTube, where you get caught up with all that monetization thing, like playing music. You have done a wonderful job. You've done a really good job with the rebrand. Well done. Cheers to you. I'm just looking for, I mean, you're doing Portsmouth stuff as well. I've seen you done some Portsmouth, nearly there type thing. Yeah, I mean, you kind of like, you got your fingers in a lot of pies, which is good because I think, you know, we call ourselves Real Ale Craft Beer. I then did some food. Oh, that rocked the boat, didn't it? When I started reviewing food, people were like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I think that's the problem. When you stick to a certain subject like beer for so long, like the moment you do something else, it's like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, you're eating food on a beer channel. But by calling it Scott Reviews Things, it's exactly what you said in your introduction to your relaunch, where I could review this. I can't remember what it was. You had something on a table. I could review these red plugs, or, you know, something of that thing, wasn't it? Whatever you had on the table at the time. I've got some red plugs. Yeah, so well done you. The music videos are fun. I take the hit on them for that reason. Thank you for that. No, it's kind of like, but it is like you say, it is a hit, but you're actually growing your channel. You're actually growing your channel really well, because you're then able to go, hey, okay, here's some music, here's some football, here's some beer. You know, there's lots of other things that you can kind of monetize apart from the music. Simon, tell a story about the time you took over a building site where the boss was on the phone all day sorting out his marital problems, and a fight broke out between two roofers. Oh, you want me to tell that story? Tell that great story. I was... No, my boss was a contracts manager, and I was the site manager. Can you imagine me as a site manager? I was about 26 years old. I was a site manager at 26 on a building site, building a hotel. And I just had a way about me to I was a carpenter, agency carpenter, and I worked my way up very, very quickly by knowing people. So the story goes, let me get my pint. I was an agency captain building a hotel in Cardiff, a different hotel. And I got on really well with another agency site manager. But it was coming to the end of the job. So they were about to move this guy on. But he was having a meeting with the agency on the building site. And I said, do me a favour. I'll come in the office halfway through your meeting. You know, he was my mate. His name was Simon as well. And I said, introduce me as the finishing foreman, or the foreman. Introduce me as the foreman. He went, aye, all right. So Halfway through this meeting now, I go into this office, and he went, "Hi, Simon, how's it going? Simon here is the foreman here on this job building this hotel." And this guy was like, "Oh, we got work everywhere. We got work." I knew what, I knew with agencies, they're always looking for new people. He said, "We got a job in Bristol." He said, "We're looking for a foreman." He said, "Do you want it?" And I knew this job was coming to an end where I was. I said, yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. So next thing you know, 1 week I'm this type of thing, rips in my shirt and in my muck and clobber carpentry clothes. Next thing, I'm going to work in like a shirt and a pair of like chinos type of thing. So I ended up getting to like, within a week, I got to blooming a foreman. And I kept on doing it. Kept on like... I went for... I got a couple of comments, man. Simon, that beer doesn't look good. Not much carbonation. Right up the size of the glass. Hello, Nigel Watson. Thank you for your continued comments. I really enjoy them. As well is an interesting surname. I noticed the Peroni cans now in 440 ml packs. So brewed in the EU, whereas the bottles say brewed in Rome. So cans obviously brewed in the UK by Asahi. Ah, right, yeah. Simon, have you seen the ASMR beer review trend? No, I haven't. Maybe I'll have a look. Hey, Simon, hello. Hey, look. All the beer, no idea. Hey, I painted my kitchen cupboards. Simon, have you beer reviews ever considered doing one? I could do, Matt. Right, which day are you doing the foodie festival? Foodie festival, probably Saturday and Sunday. So, back to my story very quickly. Then I'm going to go for a wee and get a beer. So I quickly bounced up then. There was another job kicking off in Cardiff, building a E-Tap. Can anybody remember the E-Tap hotels? So I had a phone call from an agency. "Oh, you're a site manager, I hear." Yeah, I'm a site manager. And it was easy as that. Turn up at this job Monday morning, site manager running the job, running this job. And I was like, "Oh yeah, easy." It's one of these things that the carpenters know what the carpenters are doing. The plumbers know what the site runs itself. The site runs itself. You're only there for health and safety, really. Make sure everybody's got their hard hats on and everything else until a fight breaks out. So it was something like my second or third week. This massive fight breaks out on the building site. People hitting each other with scaffold poles. People hitting each other with blooming levels. It was a racism thing. It was. This bloke from West Wales was racist to a man, and this man, he just grabbed his level and he went and he smacked this guy round the back with his level, and it just went mad, and of course I winged it to the top rather quickly, and I was like, "Whoa!" And they were all looking at me like, and I was thinking on my feet really quick. It was Stradform, company called Stradform. And they said to me, "How are we going to start?" So I got the two of them in the office, and I quickly got on the phone to the secretary of Stradform, and I said, "What's your fighting policy, and then what's your racism policy?" And I had to read through all these things, and anyway, I had to get shot at both of them in the end, because one for being racist and one for smacking the guy over the back with a spirit level. So that was my introduction to site management. I'm going to go and have a wee and get a pint. Right, I'm back. So, you know, it's a story of, it's a story really, isn't it, of having a go. It's a story of having a go and like doing what you can, isn't it, in life. And it's probably like this YouTube channel, if you like. It's probably a little bit like that, where when I started in 2010, I had no clue about beer. No clue whatsoever. I didn't know a stout from a porter. I didn't know an IPA from a pale ale. No clue. No clue. And it's only through like doing it for 14 years that you get some kind of handle on it, don't you? You kind of like get some kind of, oh, this is what it's all about then. And you learn, don't you? I had to learn quick with that one. But I still like construction. What I found, the older I'm getting, the more I'm enjoying construction. And yeah, there's only so much construction you can do when you're a beer reviewer on YouTube. Right, back on the Frankie. I agree, Bob13. I totally agree. I think TV's had it, haven't it? Yes, I have, Nigel Watson. Yes, I have it too. David Ward, I certainly do. I have any things to do. Second live stream going on. It is Salmon and Friends. It's a Bang & Olufsen. Bang & Olufsen from Denmark. Look at that. Isn't that very cool? It's a lovely bit of kit in there. I really like it. Problem I've got is the sun comes through the window in the summer, and it's going to land on that, and it's going to melt it, isn't it? So yeah, I need to move it from there, unfortunately. Probably in a week's time. Look how bright it is now there. Can you see the top of the wall? No, you can see the bottom of the mirror. Yeah. Had a Beretta Brewing Co. beer earlier from the local bottle shop. Released a range of heavily single hopped IPAs to showcase all the Australian, New Zealand hops, and the Galaxy was incredible. David Ward, sounds really good. Some Slayer. We put Eurythmics on that, and it was flipping brilliant. Hope to see Underground Man Cave completed by now. Are there any updates, Chris? Somebody touched on something last week. Somebody made a video last week regarding their own very, very underground bunker. This thing's like like 20 foot in the ground. I think you've got to live on a desert island, haven't you? If you want to do like a bunker or something, or, you know, live out your normal life without paperwork, you've got to live on a desert island. This poor bloke. Have you got speakers in the bar and an amp? Nigel, there's one. And Nigel, there's the other one. There, them black things. They are Celestion Dittons. The amp is built into the Bang & Olufsen. It's a cracking, blooming loud amp as well. Al Humphreys, yes, absolutely. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better. Oh, I feel like I'm in the Stone Crow now. Nice Vice beer. Francis Carner, love it. Thirsty Thursday. Can we do 160 likes? 160 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Grand Sigma, how you doing? Thanks very much for tuning in. Air fryer, stereo system, beer, party, Dan, yeah. Can we hit 160 likes? Hit the like button down below. There's a like button down below. Hit that for 160 likes. Come on, everybody. You've ever heard of Purple Moose Brewery in North Wales? Yes, I have. Popped in their bottle shop last week while staying in Porthmadog. Yes, I have. They make some really good beers. By any chance, is Evan Evans Welsh? Oh, yes. Here they are, look. What a character. Probably one of the best characters in the brewing industry. Simon Buckley. Just what a guy. I live in North Wales and would love to see you at some point. Reese, thank you very much. 163 likes. 163 likes at the Stone Crow Virtual Pub. Just cracked a Stiegel Hell next onto the Budvar and Weissterfanen. Grand Stigma, brilliant. Nice setup. You should get some tunes, a bootleg live LP or something that's not copyrighted. The algorithm doesn't recognise live, but I know. Wouldn't that be nice? Get a bit of music on. Bit of music. Oh, I do. Go get the back door open there. Get the Bang & Olufsen on. Yes. This weekend is the start of summer for me. Grand National and the Master Golf from Augusta. Big Kev, you'll like that, mate. Stiegel beers, now we're talking. Yes, Austrian beers, Stiegel, Brewery Stiegel. I read all about them, Nigel Watson. I had a Stiegel lager or something, and I was on Wikipedia. I read all about them. They go right back as a brewery. Stonehouse Brewery head brewer leaving tomorrow. Collared him into reviewing his last brew with me. You should all be no idea. You should. Ball back. Your neighbours might not like that. Well, this is well. Where were we earlier on? I think it was Bunker Talk, wasn't it? Yeah, so I have the downstairs to myself now. So yeah, there was a poor, I'm not sure if anybody's seen it, poor bloke out there, made a video this week. He's actually, for himself, he actually had planning permission permitted, and he put this massive tubing stuff in his garden. You want to see the effort he put in? He put in like 2 years just sticking a tunnel down, 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 down in the ground. Unbelievable. He went through the water. What do you call it? The water plate? Not the water. Where the water naturally settles on the earth. He went through all that. He had murder. Literally, the effort that man went through. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, how we bringing back the underground bunker? Sergio Martin. No, it's like it's been a wet winter, hasn't it? Water table, that's it. He went through the water table, and he was like, when he was going through the water table, it was like literally gushing into this like thing that he dug in the ground, and and he carried on and he carried on and he carried on and he went through it. And when it was the water table, he put these like concrete, you know, the big concrete drainage things where they climb down ladders. They got a ladder attached to the side. He literally fitted them, and he was literally putting big things of water on the top, and they were slowly sinking down. And they went past the water table. When they got past the water table, it was a case of like, then he was able to suck all the water out, and he's had a monumental job. This poor bloke, but did he find Atlantis? But the things people do, isn't it? The things that people do. I mean, I'm drinking a Salt Origins lager out of a Stiegel glass right now. I lived in Austria for 5 years. Oh, did you? I bet it was great, wasn't it, Charlie Zobel? I mean, I'm very limited as to what I can say, you know. I find it frustrating because I just want to go, and I just want to, and like even after 10 pints, I went, and just like, but to escape, you'd have to do it like Steve McQueen and agree. Walk out of the house, there's soil in your trousers. So I think he's mentioned in his video, he was advised by his local council, because of course they want to try and help you, don't they? I think he was advised to apply for an actual, like, I can't think of what they called it. I can't think of the name of what they called this thing. A refuge, a nuclear. You had to apply for something like a nuclear refuge site or something, a nuclear like hideout thing. And when he went for that, they granted it. They granted it, and he's literally, you wouldn't believe how far down he's got. You know them concrete rings with the ladders on, and you keep attaching them. He had 10 of them, like literally 10 of them. He's like goes right down. And when he finished it, he had a cigar and a bottle of beer down there. And he was like drinking his beer and had his cigar, like finally made the bottom type of thing. It took him 2 years. So the bottom ring now, he's having to cut a doorway into the bottom ring, and then he's going out. That's where his bunker's going to be. His bunker's going to be like literally, like, I don't know how far this thing. Yeah. O.J. Simpson, yeah, I heard about that. There's a bloke who built an entire castle on his property a while back, forced to demolish it after years of work. I say, if it's your property, build what you want. Anyone remember that? I do, Big Kev. He surrounded it. So he built this castle, and he surrounded it in trees. And what he did, there's this old thing that, like, if you have it for like 10 years, you can leave it, it can stay there. But it has to be open to people seeing it. It has to be like, the neighbours have to see it, for argument's sake. But because he covered it in conifers, Leyland ice, the moment he cut them down, the council were on him, and his argument was, hang on, it's been here 10 years now. And they argued the fact that no, but nobody could see it. You have to be able to see it for 10 years. So they forced him to knock it down. Unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. It's just this. Nothing other than anything else in the world but this. That's what it is. There's a video today about the Sam Smith's Organic Stout. I have 3 Sam Smith's pubs in an 8-mile radius. £2 only a pint per mile. It was £1.35. Wow. He must have a riot here in Chester. The Edelstoff is probably my favourite Munich beer by far. Simon, give it a rip. I will. I do like the Edelstoff. It's good stuff. The bookies will win the national. Yeah, of course. I need to turn some lights on. It's hang on. Let's see if this works. Oh, ooh. Oof. Oof. Yeah, that's the old one. Hid it behind trees, spent over 1 million. Oh my god. It's terrible though, isn't it? Terrible, Big Kev. I remember that one. What can I say? So, still. So this is my reality. Just seen it on the floor there. This is my reality. See this? Still got a barcode on it. It's not that old, is it? How old do you reckon that box is? How old do you reckon that back box is? $16 years. That's all. 16 years old. I think the problem is when they built something like this, 30 years, no, 16 years. My daughter's 16. Everything was done when she was 16. When she was born, sorry. The problem is, 1887, when this house was built, there was no planning permission. There were no building regs. None of that stuff. They just went, I tell you what we'll do. We'll build a house into the side of a hill. Side of a hill. And you know, there was none of that kind of stuff going on. So what happened was, everything just becomes damp. And a lot of that is down to wet soil, wet mud, wet soil and wet mud. And and all the rain we're having recently, that's driving me bonkers as well. I can't get rid of this cold. How long have you had a cold for? Comment in the comments box. How long have you had it? I've had a cold since October. Standard house building in Britain have been decent. People have always been treated with contempt. Yes, it's a hobbit's house. It really is. So, nine years long. Oh, yeah. See that there? See below that plastic sill? If I was to punch a hole through there, or a bit lower, because that's where the road is, I'd literally be in the earth. You could take out the stone there, and you're literally in the earth. It's madness. We're that far in the ground. It's like waist height. By the time you get to the top of the garden, it's 1.8 meters. It carries on going up. 1.8 meters in the ground. What does that? Now I've tanked all that myself. I've tanked it all. But what does the earth, it's been raining for months and months and months, what does all that want to do? All that wet earth, it just wants to come through and rot your electrics. Next review, please. Outland Badger Brewery, West Coast IPA, available in Tesco. £5 super chat. Thank you so very much, Tony Two Shoes. I will buy one of those beers on. Yes, I would definitely do that. Need to put a drain in. Doppelbox. Subterranean, Simon. Yeah. I can deal with it. I've dealt with it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Or put cloth on the wall. I could deal. It's no problem. I can deal with it. It's just like what I was. Oh no, Stuart Grant, is it? You haven't had that long, have you? That doesn't sound like I don't think you had that blade long, did you, Stuart Grant? I remember you asking me about that, a year or so ago? Oh no, that's terrible. Waltenberg make a nice doppelbock. Paul is okay. Right, okay, let's we always talk about this stuff, don't we? But you can understand where I'm going with this. Very quickly, just to finish things off. House is underground, house is subterranean. Like, am I building a bunker or you know? Yep, that's the one. It's really nice, not the best, but superb with a meal. Yeah, so it's all like I do love it, yeah. I do. I really do. I see potential where people used to cry and leave this place after 2 years. I see massive potential. Simon, you should try some Spanish IPAs. They do some great ones these days. Cure Boy 1, I will. An ale house in Middle Earth, for hobbits, yeah. How many bedrooms we have? Well, it was 2. I made it 3. Grand Stigma says he's going to crack open a Franciscana. You're making me twitch, Si. Grand Stigma, enjoy. Get it open, enjoy. Can we do 200 likes? Al Humphrey says, my place really damn too. Black mold everywhere. Shit show. Al Humphrey says, bad. It's bad. Can we do 200 likes? Hit the like button down below. Matthew, calendars are being cancelled. The days are numbered. National. Yeah. 186 likes. Hit the like button down below. 14 more likes to go. Hit the like button down below. 14 more likes. Does anybody like my 1980s themed jacket? Remember the time in the UK where you used to be able to go to like a local clothes shop and they would sell local clothes? Well, they still have that in Italy. I went to Pompeii a couple of months ago. Hello, Rob, how are you doing? I went to Pompeii recently, Naples, and we went to the bar in Pompeii, and I went out in a t-shirt, stupidly, and it got to like 6 o'clock in February. Hello, Simon Wood, how you doing? And I got cold really quickly. I was like, ugh. And it was a clothes shop across the road, a woman's clothes shop. Oh, that's what everybody thought. So I went, I'm going to go and buy a jacket. So I went over the road and I thought, this jacket's like the clothes are going to be like, I don't know, 40 quid for the top. 13 euros, 1-3. 13 euros, look at that. It's like by a local, it's called DM Sport or something. EM Sport.
Local at all, it's Chinese.
No, it's made in Italy.
Yeah, but it's not local.
Oh, Mal's saying it's not local.
From?
Look where it's made from. I don't know, let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look where it's made. I bet it's Italy. Emporio. Tutti butti tutti. Yeah, it's Italian. Come on then, come out here then. What's it say? We're seeing where my jacket's made from. Look at it, I've got a hole in my blooming t-shirt. That's why I'm wearing the jacket in the first place.
Prodotto importato.
There we are.
Which means product imported, and it says made in PRC.
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 Czech Republic.
PRC.
People's Republic of China.
Of course. PRC.
All right. Mal's right again. I'm wearing an Italian Chinese jacket. But the point is, oh, are you eating my nuts? No, she really isn't eating my nuts. Even my daughter's laughing. So bring them out here in a minute before you take them away. She's stolen my nuts. I bought some crispy coated peanuts, sweet chili. Go on then. Can you do it for me? Can you sort them all out for me? I was doing the lights for me. What are you doing? Can you turn the lights on, please? Just push buttons over there. On the side. There you go. Those ones. Which ones are these? No. Alexa, turn on the conservatory lights.
Okay.
Here we are. Oh, look at that. It's making a glare. It is the law. It is the law. So I'm wearing that's where we were, wasn't it? A Chinese, Italian style jacket. But the point is, this was lovely and warm, and it kept me in the beer garden even longer on a slightly chilly Pompeii February evening, and I drank some more beer. I was drinking a barley wine. It was like a funny. It had like stones, like a pizza oven on the front. A barley wine in Italy, in Pompeii, and it was like 7%, something like that. Oh, look at this now. I've got a glare. That'll do. Hit the lights. Sergio. Right, so I am I hopefully you just turned on my I'm sorry, Fazzy text. I've just turned on your conservatory lights too. So if Rob's still watching, Rob from Hopscene, we are going out in York next week. I got a bit of a drive. I'm not going to lie, I'm slightly nervous because I haven't driven 4.5 hours in a car for a long time. Probably 15 years. But I'm going to York's Beer Festival. Hello, Dr. Ortega. Hey, Simon. Hi, Chad. Cheers from Poland. I'm looking forward. He's watching. Brilliant. So I've got. I'm planning in my old orange Fiat Punto diesel. I had the belts changed. I've changed the oil. I'm going to jump in the car about. I'm planning on jumping in the car at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'll probably talk to Rob about this a little bit more. But Friday morning, I'm going to jump in the car about 8 o'clock. Not tomorrow, next week. And I reckon traffic being nice to me, I might be there by 12 o'clock. I might be there by like 12, 1 o'clock. I need to see on the Friday when it opens. I know. So, Rob, when does it open? Because I can always leave at 6 in the morning. I can always leave at 7 in the morning. I'm just thinking I can't book into my hotel, but I can just leave my stuff in the boot of the car, can't I? There's no problem. That's the advantage of the car. You've got a boot. So, yeah, I just need to work out what time I need to leave, whether it be 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, or 8 in the morning from Barry, South Wales. And I need to get up there maybe for lunchtime. Maybe a quick pee in the service station on the way, and then back on the road. I reckon it'll take 2 tanks of petrol, 2 tanks of diesel to get up there. But the point is about all of this, it's a beer festival in York. It's hello, Kenny Joe S here. How you doing? Scouts, it's at least 6 hours. Really? Whoa. In decent traffic, it says 4.5. Thank you very much, Connor Miller. 6-hour drive. Give yourself longer and relax. I think so, Paramaton. I think so. I think it's going to be like maybe I'll get up at 5, have a wee, brush my teeth, make a coffee, get on the road for 6, be up there maybe for like 12-ish with a couple of stops on the way. So I'm going to Brew York's beer festival. So I just need to know what time it opens on the Friday, if Rob can have a nice one. Well, take the train. I looked at that, Big Kev. I looked at the train. It's bonkers. It's like hundreds of pounds. Simon Wood. What time will he hit Brum? That'll be the bottleneck. Right, so if I leave... I don't have any access to Google Maps, Simon Wood. So if you have another window on your computer, maybe you can have a look at... Friday didn't start till 5 p.m. Right. Time to relax then. Unless we can get up there, Rob, lunchtime still. I'll still aim to get there lunchtime. And then we can film the pubs and bars of York. That would be a great plan. If you're up for it, if you can maybe wangle work a little bit earlier, maybe we can film the pubs and bars of York Friday afternoon. So Simon Wood, I'll be leaving back. If you want to have a look at Google Maps for me, maybe, if you could. I arrive at 5. If I leave at 7, Barry to Birmingham, Google Maps, 2 hours? 8, 9 o'clock? Only around the side. Right, okay. Right. In terms of my stress levels, that works. that does work for me actually, because it means I haven't got to go crazy, get up at 6 in the morning, jump in the car. It means that I can take my time and get up there on the Friday pretty easy. We got a £10 super chat from Kenny Joe 7 ASA. Have a beer on me. Thank you so very much, Kenny Joe 7 ASA. Well, perhaps because we got lots to do. We have got lots to do. I always fall asleep in 5 minutes. Simon, leave at 5:30. Do you know? I reckon getting on the road early might be the answer, but there's no stress because it doesn't open until 5 anyway. I could just jump on the road at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. At least I'm up that sort of way type of thing. Simon, you'd be the first man ever to complete a 4-hour drive in a Fiat Punto. Oh, mine's a bonkers car. Stuart Grant, yeah, Simon, my blade. When I got it, Heineken promised the kegs will keep coming for me. I will not get a new one at 375 when their last keg was red stripe last July. What is the point? Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? Terrible. 9:45 if I leave at 7 a.m. So, Simon Wood, 9 o'clock traffic in the morning should be cleared. 9 o'clock traffic in the morning should be cleared if I leave at 7 a.m. So I'll set my alarm for 6, get on the road for 7, past Birmingham 9:45, traffic should be passed. Friday early afternoon, nice little drive, hopefully up to York. Don't knock the Punto, it's more reliable than the Ferrari. Oh, I touch wood, that Punto's fabulous. So, my point is here, I got Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday. I think going all that way, it's a long way. I need to film the pubs and bars of York. I need to film it. I've got some stuff to do. I'm doing a quick thing on the stage on the Saturday afternoon about mental health, men's mental health. That shouldn't be too long, really. But I'm at the festival Friday, Saturday, so maybe I just run around early afternoon York. I want to go to the Bluebell. I want to go to the Market Cat. I want to go to the Old Green King pub, oldest pub. There's another one across the road, haunted place, big sign outside saying there was a mad lady that was the bar lady or something. She used to shout and scream and just get as many pubs as I can filmed in York. Get that film, Pubs and Bars of York. And then I'll film something. I was made so, and then we'll look to get back then to Barry on Sunday night. That the biggest fear for me, and because it's like when you finish at a beer festival on like the Saturday, there's always after parties and there's always like my biggest fear is driving home on the Sunday, to be honest. I always suffer from manic hangovers at these festivals. I get hot, sweaty, clammy, headaches, like stomach's not working properly. And that's going to be my biggest thing, driving back. I'm not worried about going up. I'm really not, because I'll be sober. I'll be sober coming home. You know what I'm trying to say. I'll be a bit like Sunday driving back. Get yourself a alcohol breath test from Am. You know what I'm thinking? Just leave. I'll leave my hotel as late as I can on Sunday, and I'll get home. I'll have a big breakfast. McDonald's. I know where McDonald's is in York. I'll have a big breakfast and I'll drive home. Roadworks, Simon. I recently learned that roadworks are at their busiest in April. Councils need to use up their annual budget. They even put up temp lights, even if they have nothing to work on. Isn't it? Do you know, Big Kev? It's awful. It's awful, isn't it? I string them up. I string them up for that. So, you know, if there are any Dutch breweries at Brew York? Well, Roy, I will find out. So you can do the train return for 137. Might be an option. Simon D might be the option. I'm going to go for a wee. I'm bursting for a wee and I get another pint. My wife stole my nuts. I can't believe it, my sweet chili nuts. I was really looking forward to them. Got them out on the side. Gone. Gone. You're not going to drive home 4.5 hours the day after the beer festival. This is the thing, Peter Can. I do, even when I'm like 100%. I'm just one of these people, like, I get tired. I'm one of those drivers. I tire. I tire. And you know those signs, pull over, you're tired? They were specifically made for people like me. I can be awake from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. No problem whatsoever. The moment that monotony of like motorway driving, it's like Rockabye Baby like type of thing. It really is. It's awful. And I don't do much motorway driving because of it. Because of and that's the thing. You go to an after party and next thing I may have to leave Sunday 8 o'clock Sunday night. Stay there all day and just drive home Sunday night, but then it gets dark and it gets worse then, doesn't it? I don't know. I'll work. So I might look at the trains. Right. Breweries at Brew York's Festival are Amundsen, Elusive, Fierce, Fine, Lakes, Siren, Unbad and Thornbridge. That's pretty cool. Amundsen make some terrific beer. Thank you, Rob. For all your information tonight. It's been great. Elusive. oh, what's his name? What's his name? Lovely chap. Lovely. He won a homebrew festival when he first started out. Andy Parker. Andy Parker. He won a homebrew thing with Hog's Back Brewery. I think he was a home brewer and he won their competition and he got to make a beer with Hog's Back. And then off the back of that, I think he opened his own brewery. And it's all like, 8-bit, all that really lovely 8-bit stuff, computers. Yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. My era. Who else? Let's have a look at the other breweries then, from Rob. Fierce beer are good, fantastic. Fine ales, great. I haven't heard of Lakes. I'll be perfectly honest. I've not heard of Lakes. Of course, I've heard of Siren, Unbad, and Thornbridge. Do you know what this seems like to me? Because I know that Brew York are very, very close with the guys at the Fine Festival in Scotland. I reckon this is their, and this is great, I reckon this is their mates. I reckon this is their close mates. They got a little beer festival going on. And yeah, I think this is what it is. And that's probably the best beer festival you can go to. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's lovely. Simon remember the name, yeah. I'm terrible. Names. But Andy's a lovely bloke. Just ordered a lot of beer from Fierce. Did you really, Colin Pritchard? Did he? Says Big Kev. I can't read any names. Back on a Hog's Back. Well, who knows, Big Kev? Parramatta is talking to Hop Scene, saying good lineup. Elusive are great. Where is Carlsberg? You won't see them there. Lakes. Oh, it's disappeared. I'll grab it now. Something about Lakes Brewery. Let me pour my Vice beer and I'll get some more comments for you. Do you have to be like Simon to be on here? Oh, I've heard of this Harris bloke. I was on the phone to somebody just in the week and they were saying about there's a bloke going around called Harris that is attacking channels and here he is. He's come here. Look, his name is Paul Harris. Look, yes, that was it. I had a phone call in the week from somebody saying watch out for Mr. Harris. Thank you, Mr. Harris, for coming on to my channel. Do you have to be in like Simon to come in here? I mean, be nice. Come on, be nice. If you don't want to be nice, I mean, there's no point in there's not even any point in rising to it, is it? I already have, by the way, but there we go. Lakes are people that were made redundant when Hawkshead got bought out. Right. So, follow-up question to that, Rob. Do Hawkshead still make great beer? I haven't had a Hawkshead beer for a long time, and their beer was fantastic back in the day. They were, I mean, you started at the same time as me. You probably drank beer way before me, but Hawkshead were back in the day. They were like, everybody was talking about Hawkshead. Everybody wanted to drink their beer. They had one beer that was very, very popular. Very, very popular beer that everybody wanted to drink. They were like, it was them, Saltaire, Brewdog, Thornbridge, like the early craft beer breweries. Hawkshead was definitely one of them. Yeah, thank you very much, Scott. No, it's you know what it's like. You do a live stream, you have a couple of beers. What are we now? 20 to 9. You've had a couple of beers. You're like, it just happens. It just happens because you know if you go to like a festival, or if you know, like if you go to GBBF, they can see you. They can see you milling about, but they'll never come up to you. They will never ever come up to you and have a chat. It'll always be behind the blooming keyboard. And that's what, you know, I'm a human being. I'm a human being like you and everybody else out there. And of course, I have feelings and you know, but they will never, ever come up to you at a beer festival. Ever. Matt, who owns Legs, was the head brewer at Hawkshead. He's a lovely man. I bet he is. Do you mind naming some of the early Hawkshead beers, Rob? They were, back in the day, they were brilliant. They were brilliant. Grant Singer says, for Munich beer, I'm not convinced it deserves to be mentioned. Munich? I love Munich beer. Oof. I have to be where you can spell. Scott is a huge fan of elusive beers. Talking of independence, says Charlie Sobel, Bingley Brew Club. Oh, folded last week. I know Simon has reviewed them not that long ago. Right, okay, so. Oh. I reviewed Bingley Brew Club. The last time was Christmas. And I was having chats with them on emails and stuff. And if anybody from Bingley Brew Club are watching tonight, then I wish you the very best. I really do. I wish you the very, very best for the future. I watched the Dragon's Den episode last week, and it was a Mead man. He was from York. A Mead man from York on Dragon's Den. And Peter Jones summed it up very, very quickly. He said, Peter Jones, Dragon's Den, the alcohol business is brutal. The alcohol business is brutal. It really, really is. It all seems, when you first get into it, and when you first enjoy it, and when you first, like, it's like, oh, it's so exciting. It's so blooming exciting. It's your enthusiasm for it can 55 all in return. Cardiff to York on National Express. Fearless fact, really? Return, £55 return, Cardiff to York on a National Express. 8 hours each way. Ooh. That's the problem. 8 hours on a bus. Oh God, I'll be like breakfast, dinner, and tea on a bus. Oh, I mean, I'm like not like. I went on a bus to France once. I have done it. I've been on a bus to France when I was a kid, and it felt like forever. I wish trains were cheaper. I wish trains in the UK were a little bit more reasonable. You go to Europe, you go to the Czech Republic, Germany, Italy, France. Train fares are very reasonable. Here, it's like that. What was I saying? The next beer from Bingley Brew Club. I want to finish on Bingley Brew Club. When that initial enthusiasm wears off, and when that kind of like, you know, the fuzzy bit of getting into something, and you think, you know, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to change the world in beer or mead or whatever. Alcohol is brutal. It's a brutal business to be in. I've spoke to many people. I've spoke to Rob and Scott about this a number of times. Recently, only recently, the things are quite. Like, you start looking at the job pages, you know, you start having a little look, like Indeed and all this stuff. You start looking because you realise that even though you thought it, because the videos are free to watch, that maybe your YouTube channel is like a little bit recession proof. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's not. It really isn't, because the people, and I mentioned this earlier on, the people who can't afford to buy craft beer anymore, why would they watch? What's the point in them watching? They can't afford to buy it anymore. And of course, it's a difficult subject to tackle, and it's a very difficult subject to talk about, really. But yeah, it's you have a little look at the jobs pages, and then you start like, and I'd rather be just completely honest. And you know, what I'm trying to say here is that companies like Bingley Brew Club, and we've had many online bottle stuff. My Brewery Tap. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's a very difficult thing to do, and it's a very difficult thing to, like, I had plans. I wanted to, like, that, you know, that like pubs and bars. I'm doing York because I've been invited to the York Beer Festival. But like, you try and wangle, like, we're opportunists, aren't we, as human beings? Like, you think, I want to do Manchester, or I want to do Leeds. First of all, you go on National Rail. First thing you go on National Rail, and then the first thing they do is pull your pants down. So your pants are already been pulled down by National Rail, and then you think, oh, I'll have a little look at the hotels, and then the hotels are an absolute fortune as well. And then it's like, so I'll be, let's just get things out in the open. So my best video so far of the out and abouts was Bristol. And of course, I can do Bristol, there and back. There and back, Bristol. I can do that in an hour there and an hour back. And it cost me 20 quid on the train. The first 3 days of the adverts on YouTube, even though it had something like 20,000 views in the first 3 days, I made 25 quid. I made 25 quid. Lots of following, lots of views, lots of engagement, absolutely wonderful. That worked out okay because I made a fiver. But when you look at Manchester, Leeds, Liverpool, it doesn't add up. As unfortunate as this thing, like I had grand plans. I had grand plans to do these, like, out and abouts, these, like, getting out there to do these I want to see the pubs of Leeds. I want to see all the pubs of I've never been to Manchester in my whole life. Never been. I ran out. What happened was I ran out of places around here. I did Bridgend in November. That was like clutching at straws. There wasn't much down there. It's yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to say is Bingley Brew Club. I feel you were lovely people to me, brilliant people. And it's a tough business. It's a blooming tough business. It really is. Yeah, I remember it being back then, but prices are key, whatever. 365 a year for public transport in Vienna. That, you know what, David Ward. Here we are. This sums it up. David Ward, €365 for a year for public transport in Vienna. Oh, no, that's not the whole of Austria. I was thinking the whole of Austria then. I was thinking, look, you know, you can't go wrong with that. But, right, okay, so that's Vienna. Cheaper than rail. Steve Jeffrey, where do we get into a position where it's cheaper to drive your car? It's just, it's wrong. It's wrong. Thank you, Inger. Was the other one I wanted to think of. Probably good. Have you had Welsh Black by Great Orme Brewery? I had it after climbing Snowdon when I lived in Minor Bridge 10 summers ago, and I craved it since. Oh, it's a good beer, Seneth. So Al Humphries has been to Simon Word. Trains and public transport in Poland is really, really cheap. I know it's what it should be. It's what it should be. Train fare is usually by time in the continent much fairer. Yeah. Google told me the best Hawkshead in Cumbria Gold on 2 cases for £30. That's quite good. Have I tried Uthlo and I've tried the Andex beer, not the first one you mentioned, Salmon. The next beer is from Welbeck Abbey Brewery, Portland Black. Have you? Yes, I think I've had that one, mate. It's very, very good beer. Now on the Erdinger Picantus for the nightcap. Oof, that is certainly a nightcap. Tenby video was the best. The thing is, Peter Cam, the Tenby video, we're on holiday there. So it might be a case that I'm going on holiday to Ludlow in the summer. I'm pretty sure I could film Ludlow. Yeah, there must be a way around it. You need a The thing is, Steve Jeffrey, it's like, that's like saying goodbye to my Hobbit house, isn't it? Like, oof, that sounds exciting. Buying a motorhome and just driving off into the distance. Doesn't that sound great, eh? That does sound fantastic. Schooling. I mentioned it last week. I mentioned it the week before. I mentioned it the week before that. Schooling. It's like 18 years for one, 18 years for the other. Start to feel your own youth dribbling away. Your own youth is like constantly, you can't stop time, can you? You can't stop time marching on. And you feel your own youth dribbling away slightly. And I mean, I always put my kids first. But I mean, blimey, if they both decide to go to university, then they don't need daddy anymore. I mean, sell this hobbit hole in the ground and poof, motorhome. Oof. Wouldn't that be good? You imagine the videos. I can imagine the videos now, that like the constant like traveling, the constant, let's try this roadside cafe. You could do 3 videos a day, couldn't you? You could do 3 videos a day. You could wake up in the morning, you could show the where you've been, where you've packed up for the night. I've already got it up here. Then you could like show the breakfast you've had from the roadside tucker. That'll get you a few thousand views. People love breakfast videos. And then of course you're visiting a new town and you're showing off the brewery, you're showing off the towns. Ah, boom, 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 boom. I can already see it. I can see it. Grab a rucksack and thumb a lift to York. Amazing. Time waits for no man. My fortune, it is revealed. Time waits for no man. My fate is sealed. Do you know what? It's scary, isn't it? Scary. I've had a couple of twitches in my left arm. You know, the old, like, you stick it into Google, don't you? And you're like, oh, God, the left arm's twitching, like. And you're like, oh. It's been a big push. It's been a really big push. All the junk food, all the beer. It's been a mammoth effort. And I just hope it all works out. I just hope it all works out. I just hope it was all worth it, you know. I hope it was all like, yeah. I mean, you gamble in life, don't you? I could have stayed as a carpenter or a construction site manager, and I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know where I would have been. Up here. I just built another hotel. Next year, just built a swimming pool. Next year, built another hotel. Next year, I built an industrial unit in the middle of nowhere. Wow. The problem is that I don't think, you know, that like repetition of like the reason why I got away from carpentry in the first place was I loved it. Different jobs, meeting different people. It was great, but there was like this like early like repetition, like coffee, jump in the car, anxiety. You know, when you go into a new job, anxiety and like just I had to try something different. Simon Wood, Jesus was a carpenter, and if they had YouTube then, you'd have so many subscribers. Live fast on you now, live fast style. So yes, Parramatta. I could live in a caravan motorhome easy. I like an enclosed environment. I have to go downstairs to pee if I'm in my bed. I stayed to myself. It's not worth getting it for a caravan. Yes. Yep. So it's £1,100 annual for public transport in Austria, or you can buy a discount card for €66 a year for 50% off all tickets. That's just amazing, isn't it? I mean, that's worth it. David Ward. I would pay £1,100. I would pay that if it meant I had a golden ticket to travel anywhere on a train throughout the UK in a year. Yeah, damn right I would. I would do Leeds, Manchester, Edinburgh. I'd be all over the shop, and I'd make my money back, definitely. But I don't think you can buy like a golden ticket, can you, for the UK? Anywhere, golden ticket on the train. It's just not possible, is it? I could make that work. Simon Wood, totally, mate. So how are you, Simon Wood, anyway? had a proper chance to say hello to you this evening. How are you? Are you having a beer? Have you had a pie for your tea? Have you had some, I don't know, a bolognese? Or how are you, my friend? You could buy an all-line Rover. Can you, Jackdaw? An all-line Rover. Ooh, we'll have a look. Might be an option. What vice beer? I'm drinking Frankie. Francis can of vice beer. What do you pay £40 for a homemade glider plane? Can buy all-line Rover. Yeah, that's interesting. What beer you want to try? Yeah. Oh, the vice beer. Yes, Peter can, I do. David Ward, absolutely not in the UK, such a shame. They have so much to offer, but they make it too many own people to experience and see it all. Yeah. Beer is the law, Al Humphreys. I'm okay, sorry. I have had a Lost Lager, Vocation, Skip and Jump, Elvis and a Silence, something and not some wine. Cool. Very, very cool. In Romania, they have machines that detect customers doing 20 squats for real. For £3, it's true. And really? So big Kev? The girlfriend is doing a master's degree now, so we have to choose holidays around her free time. Wonderful. Wonderful. Are you going out? Do I call it the Far East? Is that what is it? Do I call it the Far East? You going out to the east? Oh, you know what I mean. The noodles. Oh, just. I'd be happy. I'd be like, Southeast Asia. There you go. I'd be like, oh, right. I'm going out to I'd be eating every single noodle like a. I'd have all the noodles in the world if I went out there. I'll be with her in June and July. Awesome, fantastic. Oh, is it as or how us Brits see it in our minds? You know when you watch like stuff on the telly about Asia, is it like that? Like you see all the street food, or you see like big, massive like barrels of noodles being cooked. Is it and the smells? Oh, is it like that? Oh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. There are dishes that would make your toes curl. I bet there is. I bet there is. You know, I come from Wales. Our national delicacy is cheese on toast. For goodness sake. That Carolina Reaper pizza video was the best thing I've witnessed for a while. The preparation was first class. How bad was it? Did you suffer after? Slavone 71. Yes, I did. So I can't do those mega hot challenges anymore. I've done in my like indigestion, what's this thing called? I've done in my indigestion flappy thing. It's like a flap that shuts down to keep all the acids down, and mine flaps open and lets all the acid up into my throat. The flappy thing's gone, so that was due to bonkers chili challenges, and what I suffer with now, thyroid. What I suffer with now is it all comes back up. It keeps coming back up, and then like even in I never used to suffer the next day, and now I wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, ooh, that's warm. Jacob Dawson, acid reflux. Yeah. We laugh because when I first travelled with work, I pointed at a food and vendor, said, "It is quick, quick." And I heard, "Quick, quick," and replied, "No rush. I'm not in a hurry." Nothing wrong with cheese on toast, Si. Would eat it every day. Live it. No, Steve Jeffrey. I'm not. I'm Welsh myself. I was born and bred in Barry, South Wales. I'm Welsh myself. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I'd eat cheese on toast every day too. I do like it myself. But I do like the Orient. I do like, as Simon Wood said, that toe curling Asian dishes. They're fantastic. They really are. So I went to Germany. I found a Vietnamese place. No, it was Thai. Went to Germany, Thai, York, Vietnamese. Wherever I go, and I look for like, where can I eat that's different, you know? I've eaten things that most Westerners would cry about. Simon Wood. Well, I used to do those crazy, like, remember the smelly, did anybody watch my smelly fish video? The can? The surströmming. Oh, my goodness me, that was terrible. If you can handle it intense and awful, then you can, then they will like you. Yeah, absolutely. Kelly Morton. Simon, have you ever considered reviewing more brewers beers as another way to grow the channel? Brewers beers, well, like home brewers. We used to get. There used to be a time on this channel where I'd be contacted by homebrewers from all over the place, and many brewers from all over the place. I think my biggest mistake was shutting down Facebook. I couldn't do Facebook. I couldn't do it anymore. I literally like, but it was my biggest mistake probably, that I couldn't handle Facebook. I just couldn't do it. Like, you'd open your phone in the morning, you'd have 1 million messages, or you'd have like if you tried John Smith's, random people asking you if you tried John Smith's, and you're like, oh man, and you're trying to sulfur through the most of my traveling abroad, most of that a few years ago was done through Facebook. And I literally woke up one morning, the Facebook app on my phone made me feel sick. It made me feel sick and I couldn't open it. And that was the time I found an app, and I pressed the nuclear button. I found this app that would clear all of your friends. I know this sounds awful, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound awful? But I found this app that I was able to clear every single person on Facebook. And I did press the button, I cleared everyone. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people I cleared in one day. And to be honest with you, it was a mistake. Of course it was a mistake, because of course you like saying goodbye to people who bought your aeroplane flight to Norway and Denmark and Sweden and all these other wonderful places, and of course they don't see the fact that they think you personally went on their page and unfriended them. This is the problem. They think that you just went, oh, I'm going to unfriend this person. But it wasn't. It was just like, I literally can't do Facebook anymore. So I just literally I pressed the nuclear button and I deleted everyone. I've not been on since. I've not been on Facebook since. Not been on there. I just found it awful. I just found the thing, like, it was more bad. There was lots of little bits of good things which were flights and hotels abroad, but 95% of it was trash, absolute trash. Facebook is for your mum grabber. Yeah, absolutely, Hobsy, totally agree. Have I tried Tetley, Si? What about Worthington? So Panama, you're jumping straight on it. Yeah, it's just yeah. I think I may have been offensive to homebrewers, but Si and I met when I was brewing my own wine during lockdown. Yes, we did. I remember also your Thursday live on Facebook too. Yeah, Owen's Worm Fam. Yeah, I used to do Facebook lives. Blimey, when was that? 2018, 2017? Facebook lives, yeah. I saw 20 people. I'd have like 5,000 followers and 20 people would tune in. I remember. And I went on YouTube and I was like, whoa, it's 400 people here. Big Kev, never been on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's foreign language to me. I listen to radio talk shows most, which depress me enough. Simon, are the rumours true? Are you secretly drinking wine and hard seltzers? Matthew, well, you never know, do you? Never joined it, so glad I waste enough time as it is, says Eva. I think a lot of it as well, it was just the good times. We had this good spell of like brewers growing, brewers, what's the word? Everybody expected growth. Everybody expected growth in the beer industry, and everybody was rolling the dice. Is that fair to say? Everybody was rolling the dice. Everybody was like, this person, if we get him to our brewery, he's going to shine a light on our brewery, and we're going to get some views, and people are going to tune in, people are going to buy our beer, blah, blah, blah. And I think a lot of it was like that. Simon Wood, thank you very much. £10 super chat. Thank you very much, Simon Wood. Thank you, really appreciate it. £10 super chat. So, yeah, a lot of the like Norway's, Sweden's, Belgium's stuff was prospecting. That's the word I wanted to use. It was breweries prospecting. It was like, let's go to a river and let's shake that pan and let's see if we can find some gold. And it was simply like, we can grow our brewery with this bloke shining a light on our brewery and our beers and interviewing us, and it was great. It was magical. It was a magical time. It really was, because I got to go to Germany and places around Europe, and I would, it was like a for me, I got to go somewhere new, which I never knew existed. I never knew where Meisel was, Meisel Brewery in Germany. I went there. Uberquell, Hamburg. I went to Hamburg. Hamburg's got like the biggest dock in the world. It's like, we went on a sailing boat trip around this dock, and the dock, I was like, oh, this will be like a 10-minute thing. Go around the dock in Hamburg. It's like Barry Docks. It'll be 10 minutes. It was like Barry Docks, but 1,000,000 times over. We spent all afternoon having fun, drinking, talking about beer. It was just, yeah. It was a bit great. It was great. And of course the breweries got their footage. And I got to go and visit these wonderful places, and it was like a mutual handshake, if you like. I came across Simon because my dad in the car was telling me about some bloke from Newcastle Comparing Shark Bay to Doomba. No, it's my morning break watching. Cool. Hamburg is huge. It's huge, yeah. Anywhere stand out on your travels beer wise? I'll get to that in a moment. Did you watch Williams winning last week, Simon? Love Ronnie's coffee brown shirt, World Championship around the corner. Yes, Big Kev, amazing. The Golden Age of beer and YouTube. I remember the freebie. Yeah, absolutely. It was the Golden Age. I think, Rob, I think they will return. I think, we've amassed our followers. If you think about it, we, like 2010, when I started from scratch, zero subscribers I started from, and that was 2010, 2 years after the massive financial thing that went on. Jack Dawson, £5 super chat, thank you very much. Before I forget, thank you for all your content. We are weird and watch you while eating dinner, so we've become a staple in our home. Thank you very much, Jacob Dawson. Thank you very much to all of the super chats tonight. Really appreciate it. I've just liked it. Just like the super chat. I need to sip some beer and then get back to what I'm saying. I think it's just like trying to muddle through. If we can muddle through this bit of a mess we're all in right now, when things take a turn for the up, when things change in the world, there's booms and busts. There's always been a boom, there's always been a bust. There's always been a boom, there's always been a bust. It's life. It's how the economy works, I think. And we should be ready for the next boom. Because what we will then offer, Rob Hobson, with you, I believe you've got about 4,000 subscribers now. You will have that opportunity to go around. People will. It won't just be like the real ale craft beer. Because what am I trying to say? I had this guy. What am I trying? I think we'll all benefit. We'll all benefit from the next upturn in fortunes. We really will. We will all be, and then the brewery industry will benefit too, because you might be in Belgium, I might be in Spain, somebody else might be in Germany, but the benefit of all of this is we're all talking about beer. We're all talking about beer, and we're all positively pushing beer, and that's the real positive message. It's just like trying to get through this like slightly sticky situation we all find ourselves in, and getting out the other side. I hope now. I'm going to ask a question. Have you minded me being as honest and open as I have been tonight? I always like to think that I'm being open and honest, and I'm just being myself. And do you mind me being as open and honest? Would you rather be me being a little bit more conservative in I could say things will be all right in a couple of years, and that's all I'll say on the matter, and we move on to other things? Would you prefer that, or would you prefer everything laid out on a plate, and we can all just be honest with each other, I suppose? You be you. Look, it honestly sounds great. Free speak. Yeah, absolutely. It's better being honest and open. Just speak your mind. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I prefer these candid chats. It is like sitting next to you by the bar. Yes, I gotta go for a wee. I might pull. It's 21 minutes past 9, according to the clock on the microwave. I might have one more. I might have one. I fancy one more. One more beer. I'm in the mood tonight. I'll be back now. Need to go for a wee. I could do with some nuts though. I gotta be honest. My wife stole my nuts. I wish I had crisps. I can say my wife stole my crisps instead of my wife stole my nuts. Right. JB says, right lads, Aldi have put the price of Steinhauser up. This week in Tesco, Heineken 6 cans on offer £5. Actually brewed in the Netherlands. Good stuff. Avoid UK chemicals. JB, so the Steinhauser has gone up in price. You know the problem with this is the moment you start a little rumour about something being great is the moment that these companies, they soon start ramping up the prices, don't they? Isn't it awful? Why do we live in such a world where you can whisper something, oh, buy Steinhauser, Steinhauser's great, it's cheap, it's in Aldi. And then the next thing you know, up they go with a price. Yeah, just... It's a good beer. It's a really, really good lager, it really is. I am going to have one more. Squirrels swim on their backs. Big curve. Yes, it's 100% your fault. They put it up, Macca. You deserve a cut. Well, you're joking. It has always been the way. Price elasticity, supply and demand. Melons, make no mistake about it. Well, yeah, Aldi have put their price up recently. Well, do you know, I went out today. I nearly bulked today. Let me pour a beer. I went out today. I went to Iceland. and I seen one of my friends. I've got some people who, like the food stuff I do. Some of my wonderful food people on YouTube and Instagram mainly. They send me messages, oh, this is new, or this is new. And somebody sent me a message about Iceland have launched Cathedral City sausages. So they're like 72% pork meat with chunks of Cathedral City in them. And I woke up, I did my beer reviews. Most of you know I do them in the morning. I got them done. I was like finishing off cup of tea by 1 o'clock this afternoon. I thought I'm going to have a walk over Iceland. So I got my rucksack. I went over Iceland. And I picked up these Cathedral City sausages with lumps of cheese in. But the price, it was £6. £6. And I was like, oh, when you you do that thing, don't you? You just go, oh, like, I've come all this way. I walked a mile to this shop. I looked at the tag, £6 each or 2 for a tenner. And I was like, oh, I bought 2 for a tenner. Because £5 for a pack of those sausages seemed like a much better deal than paying £6 for 1 pack of the sausage. Does that make sense? I mean, they can stay in my freezer now all summer if they want to, and I can barbecue with them. And the odd George Foreman grill thing, I can set it up on the bar. I can get these cheese sausages out, and so I've got 8 and 86. I got 15 of these sausages, 15 left. I reviewed one today, and they were £10. 16 sausages for £10. You work it out, it's about 60p. 60p a sausage, I think. And they're big jumbo sausages as well. It's that initial bulk at the price, isn't it? When you actually look at it in a realistic way, 60 pence for a cheese build jumbo sausage. And this is what I said. I said I went over to my local chip shop the other day. I haven't been for ages. I've not been for a year or two to my local chip shop. Just haven't had the need to. But I fancied a sausage and batter. They wanted £2. £2 for a jumbo sausage and batter. So then that price of that single sausage at 60 pence, all of a sudden that becomes a bargain, doesn't it? Because you lose track, connection, reality with what actually stuff costs these days. So actually, reviews coming soon. I'm actually glad I bought these sausages, 16 of the damn things for £10. Because that's rather cheap in today's money. Why can't we get good beer in the supermarkets, as in craft beer? They all seem to be pushing hazy stuff, that being the word. Lowell, yeah, kind of like a lot of you know, I've gone back to drinking a lot of German stuff these days. America's favourite hoarder, silence me. I'd hate to be unsubsidized from Simon's Good channel that I watch faithfully every day because of an over jealous mod. Just say, America's favourite hoarder. I do apologise. I'm not sure what's happened. It certainly wasn't me. I do see your comments on a daily basis, and well, I don't know how to deal with this. Basically, can we all just try and get along. I know that sounds awful, and I sound like the headmaster in a school, but I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Can we all just get along, please? Is that all right? Gosh, it's difficult running a live stream. Right, hop scene. I've been doing the Siren 11th anniversary beers tonight. Siren, 11 years! I had my first Siren beer with you in London on a rooftop. Somewhere, I don't know where I was. Now on to the Black Mirror Chocolate Coconut Stout. It's wonderful. Well, hopefully then we can try some of these 11th anniversary beers from Siren at the Brewery York Festival next week. Simon, you took one bite out of that hot pizza mouse and then waved a white flag. I did. I mentioned that earlier. It was too much for me. A couple of local breweries have gone out in the last few weeks. Chapter Brewing, a really good one, says Phil McCracken. Sausage and Nuts, the full pack. Al Humphreys. Yep, like a vernacular stuff, Simon. They saw you coming. Why can't we get good? I read that one. So I think I've answered that one as well. Known as a Kaiser Kreiner here. Cheese-filled sausages are lovely. David Ward, they really are. They really are. And I think I've had some of those. I realised right now I've had one of those. I bought them in Lidl, didn't I? Didn't I buy them in Lidl last year? Cheese-filled sausages? I'm blooming well sure I did. And I was eating this Cathedral City thing today thinking, I've done this sort of thing before. And I'd forgotten. I forget loads. I think it's the reason why I reviewed so much on YouTube. So I'm like, oh, this is new. This is wonderful. I've never tried one of these before. And then you guys pointed out to me, you're like, yes, you have, you idiot. You reviewed it last year. I do forget a lot. I do. Guinness was over $10 a pint at a place here. It's getting ridiculous. It really is America's favourite whore. I wouldn't... Blimey. William, I can't even begin to read that comment out. I want to send you some Steenbrouw beers to try, but with you being in the UK, I'm afraid they'll tax the hell out of the package. TV. Bonkers, isn't it? I'm sure it'll change. Do you know what will happen? Do you want to talk about it? Or would you... It is the witching hour. It is the witching hour. Would you like to talk about it or no? Would you like to know my predictions as to what I think will happen when we... Yay! Travis is in. Travis, did you read my email? Did you read my reply to your email? Even so, morning for me. Hope you're well. So a lot of people like the stone crow in the kitchen, and now the kitchen is in the conservatory. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Simon, my favourite videos of yours were the PD Stella keg and when you did the Carolina Reaper. Kebab on a stick from Iceland got me into your channel. Carolina Reaper kebab on a stick. See, I can't remember that. I'm awfully sorry, Ryan McKenzie. Carolina Reaper kebab on a stick? Did I? I can't even remember it. A Guinness bottle's 12 or 11, 12-ounce bottles in the UK. Oh, I don't know. Give it a week and these gloves will fit on a big Kev, yeah. Yes, you reviewed them with the Marsden 6 months back. I just awful, isn't it, really? Well done, Parramatta. Well done. Hope you're well, Si. Loving the Thursday nights. Hello, Simon Martin for Prime Minister. How are you doing? The last beer from Best of British Beer is Williams Brothers Brewing. March of the Penguins, Al Humphreys. That's a lovely beer. Have you heard of that one? I have. Al Humphreys. I have. I've had that. It's on the channel. It's on the channel. March of the Penguins is one of Williams Brothers Brewing Company's, I'd say, best sellers. Any plans on doing a Duvel night again? Oh my God. I woke up pickled that next morning. I woke up pickled. I couldn't even put a mouthful of toast in my mouth until at least 12 o'clock lunchtime. And then it was like this, trying to eat a slice of toast. I have never, ever been in a position like that before, and I never, ever wish to again. That was, I remember the seconds felt like minutes and the minutes felt like hours. It was literally like the Duvel night, the day after was just, yeah, I read the reply in my warm shed. So mate, the times have changed again. So the Crow is now on from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. Ah, right. I hope that's okay, my friend. I've gone for one more beer tonight. I do fancy it. I said this earlier on. I fancy some snacks. I don't have any. My wife nicked my nuts. Sweet chili. I bought myself some sweet chili peanuts. You know the lovely coated ones? They're my favourite. Malcolm downstairs. Bomf, they're gone. I'll go into bed. There'll be nuts all over the bloody bed. Out and about videos. Oh, we talked about this quite a lot earlier on. We'll try and get as much done as we can. Mal and Nicker. Yeah. Yeah. You should reclaim the nuts from Mal. They're very, oh, I know, I need the bag. Oh, I was talking about something that's gone. You should down a can of some shit I'm lying about. Paramount. Oh, I don't know. I got some chili jerk coming your way. Ooh. Yes, so Trav has sent me an email with a video attached to it. And in that video, I had a little glimpse of what's coming. But Trav's built this amazing, it's a place where he's got his truck and his tools and his telly with all the sport on. He's got his beer. He's got a potbelly stove. It's like the best man cave ever. Oh, and like, I'll get there one day. I won't be able to pack my truck. The truck will be falling in the garden. Right, gonna just drive out. It'd be like, But I'm hoping maybe one day to have a potbelly stove and just mega, like a couple of tellies, the sport, the rugby. Oh, amazing. Oh, well, this is the biggest thing is the toilet. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, because when you leave the man cave to go to the toilet, of course there's always a question like, oh, how's it going? Or what are you up to? If you have a toilet in your man cave, that solves all of those problems. All of those, like, what are you up to? How's it going? All of those problems go away because you have a toilet in your man cave, and then you never have to leave the man cave in the first place. And that is the biggest thing, is the toilet and the fridge and the telly, and that's it. That's literally it forever. Throw some bacon on the potbelly stove, make yourself a bacon butty, job done. Yeah. Well, I've enjoyed tonight. And a bed, Jacob Dawson, yeah, a bed as well. I've enjoyed tonight. I've really thoroughly, like, I'll be honest, I finished the live stream 2 weeks. Can anybody remember me doing the live stream, the last one, in my daughter's bedroom up there? Was it like 2 weeks ago? My wife was like, what are you doing? It's like 9 o'clock. I was like, no, it's not, it's 10. She went, no, it's 9 o'clock. I looked at the time, it was 9 o'clock, and I thought I'd knocked off at 10. I was like, see you all later, I'm going now, bye. Yeah, and then a great live stream. No, it's not finished yet. I disappeared for hours, mate. Yes, there's pot pans and an air fryer up there too. Oh, job done, man, job done. Leverkusen just scored against them. What an enjoyable evening of football. Charlie, well, I won't. Thing is, if I talk sides on football, then you know, it's gonna. Whoever you support, I suppose, isn't it? It's whoever you support. But what I'm trying to say is, that night where I finished at 9, I was highly stressed. I thought I'd done it till 10. Are you off, Charlie? I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm telling you how much of a nice time I've had tonight. I'm having a great time. I was a bit. I think I've mentioned the situation over the last couple of weeks. Having to be detached bedroom out of the way. I've enjoyed tonight. It's been wonderful. It's been like I'm living in my own home, and yeah, it's been lovely. In the bar, few beers, could have done with a bag of nuts. But I've had a great night. I really have. It's one of those nights where started the live stream. People say to me all the time. No worries. People say to me all the time, sorry. How can you stand and read comments and drink beer for 3 hours? That's what I get. I get it all the time. People are like, how do you do it? I'll explain. I'm very much personally a myself to myself person. Today, I took my kids to school. I spoke to my wife before she went to work. And that was it. All day. So, I understand this. I get this. I get it immensely. I get this immensely because, like if you were in a pub, if this was in a pub now and there was 176 people in a pub, everybody would be talking over each other and everybody would be shouting and be like, ah, God, I'm going home, I've had enough. The point is with this, I read as many comments as I possibly can. I really do. I try and get as many as I can in. But if I miss one, there's no bother. People don't seem to mind. And I like that because I'm on my own and I can't physically grab everybody's comments. So I grab what I can and we chat about what we can. and there's no stress, and there's no, and it's all nice and like, and that's why I can do a live stream for 3 hours. Because I'm going to the bog, I'm going to the toilet, I'm going to grab a beer at the fridge, and I'm going to do normal things like a normal person would, and I'm going to treat you guys as if you were all around me in a bar, and we're all talking and having fun and bump. It doesn't feel like 3 hours. It really doesn't feel like 3 hours. It feels like, I don't know, maybe in theory, I've spent 2 hours and 46 minutes speaking to my smartphone. And if there was somebody standing by the side of me who didn't really understand what was going on, they would think I was absolutely crazy, and they'd be like, my goodness me, get the white jackets out. The man's been talking to his phone for 2 hours and 46 minutes. But I don't see it like that. I don't see it like that. I see it as Big Kev, Travis. Here come the comments again. I can picture you. I can see your thumbnails. You all have an individual thumbnails. America's favorite hoarder. I can see you. I can't see your faces. I can see Trav's face because we've done some live streams together. Not live streams, live video chat things. But I see your thumbnails as your faces. Does that sound weird? Steve Jeffrey, the S. I know it's you straight away. Orange S, Steve Jeffrey. Bang, I know it's you. It's a bit, I know it's a bit, like if you kind of like boil it down, it's a bit like a gorilla in the jungle. Simon, I'm playing like thinner. It's a bit like a gorilla in the jungle. For the human eye, all we see is green trees in a gorilla's environment. But for a gorilla, they just don't see them green trees. They see like parts of that forest as their home. They see avenues, they see roads, they see places where they can go for food. They know every inch of that jungle. And that's where I think as a race, like that intelligent race of people, we can kind of familiarize ourselves in a certain situation. And my situation, my superpower is that this is my jungle. This is my jungle. And some people might see just green trees, but I see more than that. I see avenues and places to eat and drink, and I see you guys. Does that make sense? If I'm sounding a little bit weird now, let me know. But it makes sense to me. It really does. Roy Brewling. I feel very comfortable in this environment. I do. Very comfortable. I've been, and it's not just feeling comfortable in your environment, but it's feeling comfortable in. So I went to Spain. I mentioned it earlier on. I went to Spain. I went to Barcelona, Catalonia, and I spent time with people who wrote articles for the New York Times on beer. I met lots of different people from all over the world who do stuff on beer, and Unfortunately, I was the black sheep of the family. I like to sit at the front of the bus. I get travel sickness. So all the fun was going on at the back of the bus. All the bonding went on back there. We were in different hotels each day. So it was like this, like, and of course, we're all successful. Every single one of us was successful in what we were doing. But what I was doing was new. Really, like nobody, well, people doing it, but like it was, let's just call it new. What I was doing on YouTube was new. And because I was filming, I was having to take myself away from the group quite a lot, because you can't ask everybody in a room, and if Hopsy's still watching, you can't ask a room full of people to shut up while you're filming your beer review. You can't do that. So what you do is you take yourself away. And I suppose the more you sit at the front of the bus and the more you take yourself away to film, the more, I suppose, I'm only just realizing this now, you're kind of alienating yourself from the rest of the group. And that's what happened. And it was, by the time this whole thing finished, it was kind of awkward. And what I found was that people were justifying, even though they wrote for the New York Times, and I was like, I was in massive awe of these people. They come all the way from America to be joined in Catalonia. The Catalonian government flew people over for the Barcelona Beer Festival. They were like, they're not having to, but they were like justifying, like, I write an article for this, or I do this, and I don't need it. And it got to the point where a few of these people were like, all I need is shorthand and a pencil, and I can do everything I need to do, whereas you need drones. I took a drone, I took cameras, and I was, in my mind, all I was trying to do was produce the best video that I could possibly produce for my channel. It wasn't like I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna upset people. I was just thinking about the people who watch my channel and how can I make the best video possible. And it was almost like caused confusion. It almost like, because they did try, they were like, come and listen to this lady talk about the hop vines growing from the ground up. But I couldn't, because if I didn't float, I chose to fly my drone above the hop vines and get a great shot of me flying the drone across the hop vines. And in my mind, I was like, I'm showing you, I as difficult as this sounds, and this might come across almost like arrogant, but I didn't need to listen to the lady talking about how hops grow up a vine. I was more interested about flying my drone and catching that amazing shot of the hops on the vine. And a couple of the bloggers were like, oh, you really should have listened to that. You really should have listened to that conversation. It was really interesting. But I was like, yeah, but I got this shot. And of course it causes needle. With yeah. I just realised I spent 10 minutes talking about a subject which, of course, I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain why I enjoy what I do. I couldn't write a book. I wouldn't know where to start. If somebody said to me, Ladybird are after you, they want you to write the ultimate beer book, I wouldn't know where to start. That's not my superpower. That really isn't my superpower. I've never had an opportunity to write a book. And to be honest with you, if the opportunity arose, it would scare me to death. I don't think I could write a book on beer. I mean, I have full respect for the people who do. Famous 5 tries Duvel. You could do that. I fully have admiration for the people who write books. I really do. I respect it. I understand it. Ladybird beer book. We'll have to see that. But it's, I just wouldn't know where to start. So I don't think I could ever write a book on beer. But I can stand in front of a mobile phone and talk to you guys for 3 hours. And that, I suppose, that's my superpower. A podcast. You know, I don't even understand them. What I don't understand. I don't understand the point of a podcast. I gotta be honest with you. I don't see like I don't get it. I don't get podcasts. But sorry, if you got to start writing a book and got going, you wouldn't be able to stop. I suppose so. But I find this far easier. I haven't been able to stop tonight talking. I've been talking all night. And quite frankly, I could probably talk for the next hour. Every video is another chapter. Well, this is it, isn't it? This is it. I'm sure you could with some help, and why not? Do you know, I think, like, I asked the same question. So the people who asked me why wouldn't, because these same people in Barcelona asked me, why wouldn't I write a book? And I just said, well, just couldn't. I returned the question to them, could you do video? And quite quickly, they answered with that same reply. They couldn't. And I suppose we're all different. That's the point in life. We're all very different people. We all do different things differently, and each person in the world has their own superpower, don't they? And we can all do different things, and I respect what they do. Beer talk for 45 minutes a week. I'd have to have a couple of pints of me to do that, I think. Yeah, people who write books have a superpower. People who make podcasts have a superpower. People who make YouTube videos have a superpower. Mine is making beer reviews, making videos on YouTube about Cathedral City cheesy hot dogs and lots of different beer. Al Humphreys. So it is 10 o'clock. You made me yawn. I'm making myself yawn. It is 10 o'clock. I am going to go to bed. I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you all next week. It's been great. I am tired, Simon Wood. If every video is another chapter, the bacon fan breaking them off. One of the funniest chapters, not to forget the push-ups and boxing in the kitchen with no shirt on. My goodness me. I can't believe that was the same person, Trav. Was that really me? The baguette in my mouth. I need to get fit. I need to get fit again. Gonna fly now. Flying high now. Da-da-da. Right, I'm going. See you all later. Stone the Crows. Boom. Cheers. Where's that X? It's up there.